Hello, you beautiful air signs. Let's rock star. All right, so I'm called to use this here for our air signs weekly vibe, right? So let's see where the air signs are. I feel really good energy in the air energy. So that's really nice. Good job, air signs. I'm so freaking excited to be able to start building with the air signs, right? All right, so let's see what is in store for this week for the air sign energy. Not talking, are we? All right, so we have look at the underbelly. Be sure that you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project that you are working on could use some fine-tuning, right? So there's that, probably why you're not speaking yet, because you're still in the middle of fine-tuning what you want to manifest. So we have seeing both signs, seeing both sides. Take a step back and try to look at it from a different perspective, right? So again, see, this is that air energy where, you know, sometimes you got to take a step back and see what's coming at you from the other person's point of view, right? Because there's emotions that are involved, and in order to manifest, we have to be in heart chakra energy, right? And if you're not in the correct heart chakra energy, then we manifest shitty shit. So right now you're stagnant in that transformation of shedding the old. There is a change coming your way. Amen, amen. Cultivate a sense of adventure so you'll be able to see the new projects. And again, this is all heart chakra energy. Here is your solar with the root chakra energy, that fire red. So it's chasing your fires, your passions, your desires this week, and doing it in open heart chakra. And then we have adrift in shallow waters. Take a few deep breaths and reconnect to your inner peace. Notice the small things and appreciate them, right? So this is, again, making that movement out of water to come up to get yourself grounded, because you're now in shedding. Shedding, and then we have the underbelly, right, with the heart chakra energy. So it's shedding these old emotions, right? So it's like you're coming up to the surface to breach, yeah, these old emotions. So let's see what we get here. Any other messages for the air signs for their weekly vibe before we get into clarifying all these emotions? Nothing. Move forward. We have that. Air signs. Move forward. Forward movement only. All right. We want to clarify with we'll clarify with these. All right, we're ready. Damn. No, we're going to start over. I'm not taking that book yet. All right, so let's set our intentions before you guys see. That's how you guys are, just always spitting shit out. Just kidding. I love you guys. You're the voice of the planet. You better be spitting some shit out. Getting rid of all these old emotions that are keeping you stagnant. So let's see what we have for looking at the underbelly of your emotions. Things you're not looking at. So let's find out what you need to look at. Here we have the moon energy, right? It's getting clarity, right? See, and in this one, we have your past self, your younger self, and then in this one here, we have your self now, right? And then we have your ancestral self, your older self, your future self, right? So again, this is about putting all this energy into one body, right? So you can manifest. That's why you have to look at your emotions. Again, beautiful signs. You have to be in heart chakra energy, which you finally do at the end here, and come in to get yourself grounded, right, later this week. So this week, you guys, you need to take time out to really go through your emotions, right? Seeing it from both sides will give you justice, right? Seeing it from both sides here is now then you're able to pull the sword out of that heart chakra, right? Of all this blood that's been bled here, but it gives you justice, right? Because you're able to see it. You're looking at it from both sides, not just your side, right? Yeah. So we have shedding the old. So shedding the old came out in reverse. So shedding the old to step into your heart chakra is, again, so now you weren't, you see, that's why you had to go look in the underbelly, right, of your emotions, because you weren't bringing them to surface. You weren't lighting up those emotions that needed to be lit up to get that wisdom in order to keep moving forward, right? Because you didn't want to see it from both sides, you only seen it from your side, which is then allowed you to pull the swords out once you took a look at it from both angles, and that gave you justice, which then put you into shedding the old, right? Putting you into your heart chakra energy forcibly, right? Because you weren't looking at it, which then after you do that, we have, you're adrift in shallow water. So you're making your way in your emotions, right? But you're getting yourself grounded, right? To make movement here, in those emotions, right? With balance, because then we have yin yang energy, which is balance between masculine and feminine energies moving forward in the journey, because you took the time out to shine the light on what was dark, what kept you from moving forward. All right, so now let's find out what's next. Yeah, so then that leaves you with your pentacles here, right? It leaves you feeling vulnerable, raw, naked, right? And nothing to build. That's why you didn't want to keep moving forward, because you couldn't see what you were trying to build. Yeah. But now you see it, because then we have a drift coming into shallow waters. Why? Yes, amen. Because you took the time out to see every sword, right? This is the 9. So this is taking all the swords out. See, that's exactly how I feel it in this one. It's like now you're laying in the swords, right? You're laying in the shit to see better, to see it from both angles of what you could have done and what you couldn't have done, right? So it's learning how to release that, to shed that, right? Because then we have the butterfly on her is green, right? And then there's all these green butterflies at the top of the sword, which to me is transformation of that heart chakra and of your truth, which is why you're coming in to get yourself grounded now, because now you're starting to see those emotions, and now you want to build. Now you want to build, because even in this card, see, in this swords, the butterflies here are green as well, in that heart chakra energy. So it was like you had to repair and rebuild that heart to be able to move forward, and now you've done that. Right, because then we have the 2 of Swords, which is your energy. You've been stagnant. You've kept yourself stagnant going through these cycles, right? Because you couldn't see. See, you couldn't see. Because you didn't want to take a look at those emotions, to shine the light in those emotions, which is exactly what we need to do, because that's where your truth is. These butterflies are blue, not green. This is because you weren't able to move forward in your truth, air signs. So now let's get some, I want to clarify Here, we'll use these. I feel like using these today. All right, so let's clarify this moon energy, what it is that you were seeking. Okay, so in the moon energy, it was deceptive energy. You couldn't see. Here's the star, right? Your wish fulfillment in moving forward here, because we have the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, right? Because you weren't looking at your emotions to be able to close out that old energy. And then you also weren't... with the 9 of Pentacles, nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself and putting yourself in heart chakra energy. That's why it's in reverse. You didn't do that. But now you're going to do that, because once you do that, that's what gives you justice and seeing both sides of the coin here, not just validating your side, because you're working with two separate energies, masculine and feminine energy, and you have to be in complete alignment with both. Right, for the 8 of Pentacles, right? There's that celebration. Again, we have lots of truth on the board here. And again, so we have people are coming in and you are giving, right? It's learning how to be equally giving and receiving in your energy. And that is why you're able to now move forward with the 2 of Wands energy, right? Because you took that time out. You see that this is about to explode. There's no building on this once it's gone, right? So here you're in your emotions, watching your fires, your passions, and your desires go up in smoke, right? And that's what kind of kept you stagnant in the with the 9 of Swords, right? That's why you had to take the time out to shine the light on it. So we're going to shine the light on it, so you can see it to keep moving forward. So let's find out about this 9 of Swords. Why is the 9 of Swords on the board? The 9 of Swords, you took that time out, again, to step into that heart chakra, to shine the light where you weren't shining it before, on your emotions, right? And then we have the 10 of Swords, because this has been a painful transition, and there's all the swords right in your back. So that's why you didn't want to do it. It was a lot of pain and hurt, and you just didn't want to move through that at that point. But now you have the page of cups here, right? And with this page of cups, this is new emotions. See, this is building new emotions, being able to step out with your cup of emotions, right? And then we have your, see, 6 of Pentacles. So this is you, again, this is that, to me, this is that celebration. This is that energy of being able to move forward because you started taking care of yourself. You put yourself in truth. Here is the butterflies, and they're all blue. So you put yourself into truth, seen it as it was. So now let's find out what the Chariot is. With the 4 of Pentacles, feeling raw, naked, exposed, in your energy because you're shedding the old. Yeah. See, I understand this energy. We all just got out of this one. Right, with the 9 of Swords and then the 5 of Cups. So that's what stopped that movement with you, is because you were stuck in the 9 of Swords. You were up here, and there's a feminine that's down here, right? And all this turbulent energy, right? It's like she doesn't want to climb up here because she's already been in her emotions and they've been turbulent, right? And he's got his hands on his head, right? It's like he's blocking it. He knows that she's like I understand this energy. And then we have the 5 of Cups, right? Because then it's like saying goodbye. Here's like all the cups and they're spilled. This is spilled emotions, right? So that's why you didn't want to see it. It's the final ending to why you feel broken, raw, and exposed in this energy. Because you had to face some hard truths, which gave you judgment. You were putting them in judgment, or you were putting yourself in judgment. So then Spirit had to come in and start balancing out those emotions. Because then we have the Seven of Cups, right? That's what you weren't doing, was putting your emotions in the proper cups of where they belonged, right? So you'd be able to come in and get yourself grounded. Yeah, see, because then we have the Nine of Wands, right? It's like, here's your path. It's been lit up. Your fires, your passions, your desires this whole time. And that's why you have been just kind of stuck in your emotions here and not coming in, because you knew it was a final, because it's final. The walk is final. Yeah, and that's why we had move forward. You still got to see, because Spirit is. Yeah, see, the underlined energy here too is moving to safer, calmer waters, right? It's like getting the hell out of Dodge. See, because in the Two of Wands, we have that move forward, but in the Two of Wands energy, right, it's like you're watching it smoke, and then here in the background, see, it's ablaze. Done. That's why. See, these energies belong together. It's like you're watching it. You know this is about to explode here. And then Spirit has it exploding, right? Which now lights your new path. Because again, here's that energy. It's like you knew. You knew that this energy was in turbulent waters, right? It was like this person is like trying to climb for shelter, and you weren't seeing, looking, or paying any attention to it. You were just fine keeping yourself in your own little world there, air signs. And that's what we had to break, and that's why you had to go through dark night of the soul. We all had to go through it. Yeah, you're no special. So it was, you had to take it. You had to take this journey in order to keep being able to move forward, to get into those calmer waters that we were looking for here, right? Because then we have the Three of Wands, right? This is looking at your fires, your passions, and your desires, because now you're about to spin the wheel, right? We got the Wheel of Fortune. So it's about spinning the wheel, because then you have the Eight of Cups, right? So this is because you had to walk away from all these old emotions in order to start anew. Yeah, and then the Chariot twice. In order, see, you had to walk away from all these past, old, dark, stagnant emotions and get yourself out of shadow side to be able to step into heart chakra, to be able to make movement again. That's why you have adrift in shallow waters. It's like you were just sitting there keeping yourself stuck because you didn't want to take that deep dive to look into the emotions, right? That underbelly of the underlying emotions of what were keeping you stuck in the Hanged Man position. See, he's got a net. He can't go anywhere, and he's upside down. Yeah. But then it's been slow, steady progress. You've made slow, steady progress, right? With the Knight of Pentacles, which then gives you justice, air signs. And that's exactly what we need. See, we need the scales of justice to be balanced, right? You can't, You can't just be a giver and you can't just be a receiver. It just doesn't work that way. You have to have equally giving, receiving energies, right? Giving and receiving energies. You can't do that, right? Because then you're watching this person climbing and grasping, and she's in green, right? Looking for heart chakra energy. And that's why there was no balance. That's why there was no balance, air signs. Get out of shadow side. Get out of shadow side. Once you do that, then here now we have it. See, there's your Ace of Pentacles. Starting over, coming in to get yourself grounded. And then once you do that, because you've looked at the emotions for what they were, now you have your Ace of Pentacles. Tangible abundance that you're walking into, chasing your passions, your fires, your desires, right? It's like you were just sitting here defying what the whole journey was about. But again, that is why we have forward movement. That's exactly why Spirit's telling you to get off your butt and start making forward movement, because you're the only one holding yourself up. You're the only one holding yourself up, which is making it worse, more and more tower moments. But then that's why you see it. That's why you had to go through Dark Night of the Soul at this point, because you had to balance out these emotions in order for you to make forward movement. Because you got the Chariot twice, right? Shedding the old and stepping into the new so you can build. Yeah. So you can build strong foundations, right? Because that's why you have the earth energy, the pentacles. It's learning how to build, because you have now seen it for what it is, and you took that time out to go through Dark Night of the Soul, which you guys were ready for. You guys have been going through this for quite a while. I know I have. This has been face to floor for almost 2 years to me, so I absolutely understand the energy, because if I don't see it, I can't build it, and that's kind of how I feel this energy. It's like you were watching it from afar. You knew what was going on, but you chose to keep yourself stagnant, not speak your truth, right? So you could unblock yourself and move forward in those fires, passions, and desires. But see, again, now you realize that that was of your own doing. So in order to get what you want, which is the new emotions, the new beginnings, you had to see the emotions for what they were. You had to get over that heartbreak energy. Yeah. And that's what's up for this week, is you guys are actually going to go through and start taking a look at the emotions that have held you back, that have kept you stagnant. And then you're going to start shedding that energy, right? So then it's like, again, that's going to allow you that release of emotion, right? So you can start coming in, getting yourself grounded, because after you do that, come on now it says surrounded by prosperity. Your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside the known is beyond measure. See, abundance. Here's your abundance. There's that. Now you're in alignment, which is exactly what you need. And now you see that, because that's why, look, and here's the turtle, right? So you see that. You start swimming to it, shedding the old, which then gives you new vibrations. And then there's the turtle right here. Now he's filled with abundance, ready to make forward movement, being able to manifest new beginnings, right? Because you're in alignment. Get out of here. Good job, air signs. Holy balls. See, and then we have push to the surface. See, I know it's hard, you guys. It's hard, but you got to do it. Got to do it. Push to the surface. You may have become complacent. See, because you just kept yourself down here. And look, now Spirit's coming in and they're nudging your ass out of the water. They're like, get out of this shit. Right, because you might be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life, right? So then Spirit's like pushing you out, trying to give you the help so you can now come to surface. Which is exactly what you were doing here. Trying to make your way through all these emotions, right? Oh my God, this is beautiful. This week, hold on tight. Air signs, for real, for real. You know, you guys have been stagnant for a little bit in these bad behaviors. And I don't even want to say it's been bad, but it's cycles that you're accustomed to, that you just understand and know. And that's what Spirit's saying. That's what we're changing. You got to get out and start freeing yourself of all this behavior that is not serving you for your highest utmost good, because you do have abundance and prosperity that were underneath that when you start making movement, right? You just got to give that little extra push. And believe me, I understand that energy, because that's the energy I have to go through too. Yeah, I understand it. So anyway, so much peace and so big love. This week for you guys, make sure you're eating healthy, right? Lemon water for detoxing. Really taking a look at those emotions so you can move forward. Air signs, right? You've got to be able to clear all those karmic old cycles out. Also, saging would be really good for you guys during this period. Salt baths, that would be really good for you guys during this period as well. Just really allowing all the emotions to be released so you can move forward and start claiming your abundance and building a better life that suits you for your highest and utmost good, right? So you can start building that soul tribe of people that you want to have around you, because that's why you just didn't want to take a look at it. But it's time. It's time, boo-boos. So what you put out is what we get back threefold, right? We have to remember that. So be careful what you're manifesting with your face hole, because that is where the important underlying factors of you moving forward is, right? Because if you're putting out shitty shit, that's what's going to come back to you, and then you have to clear those plates of shitty shit first before, again, you can see it and build it to move forward, right? So much peace and so big love. I'll see you guys next week. Good energy. Again, face to floor, so buckle up, right? And but it'll be worth it at the end, right? It'll be worth it, because that's where the abundance is. Love you guys.